Hello, hello, Angel Powers, boom, boom, boom. This is Angelica Ortiz, Angelica Empowers. I'm here on Facebook and YouTube. So type 1 in the comments if you are alive right now. And if you're new to my show, drop new in the comments. I am in Nashville, North Carolina. So drop in the comments, your city, your state, your country, so we can connect more. And I'm gonna talk about Metabolic Monday. It's about fasting because I know a lot of people don't know anything about fasting. They don't know the benefits of fasting. And I was in your shoes. I didn't know how to stop eating for 16 hours. That is called intermittent fasting. Because I was like in my mind, how can I stop eating for 16 hours? I'm gonna pass out. But when I learned that the hours that I sleep count towards fasting, I was like, oh, I can do that. Because if I sleep 6, 7, 8 hours, that's halfway to 16 hours. That's intermittent fasting. And also I learned that I don't have to push myself to do 16 hours the first time that I'm trying fasting. I can start with 10, with 11, with 12, and then build my body to last 16 hours without food. It's amazing when you start the processing. It's like, wow, like you feel like empowered, like you can control food. Because I don't know if you know that food is an addiction. Sometimes people think an addiction is alcohol, is drugs, is porn. Food is an addiction. And when I meet someone who has a food addiction and they are working on themselves, they're working to make peace with their plate, for me they are like superheroes, because you need food in order to survive. But when you are an alcoholic and you start drinking alcohol, you don't need alcohol to survive, because you don't need alcohol, but you need food. You need to eat every day to nourish your body. But when you have a food addiction, and a lot of times, because I was going to a meeting for people who have food addictions, and usually they don't talk to people, because that's like a meeting, right? Is anonymous, so you don't tell anyone that you're going to Alcoholic Anonymous. So this is Overeaters Anonymous. So you don't tell people, you don't tell your friends, you don't tell your coworkers that you have a food addiction. So when you go to work and they offer you a donut, cookies, what are you gonna say? Hey, like, help me out because I have a food addiction and I'm going to therapy and I'm going to this meeting, so don't offer me food. No, you're not gonna say anything. So my advice is to be open and tell people, I need your support, I need help. So it's the same thing with fasting. Ask people, hey, I'm introducing fasting into my life. Talk to your family. I'm gonna stop eating at 7 p.m. So we're gonna have dinner at 6:30 to 7 p.m. Have that window with your family. We're gonna share dinner by this time. And after this time, I'm not gonna eat more. I used to have a snack before going to bed with my husband. That's a no-no anymore. We learn, we know that we don't need food during the day, like 6 times. We're just eating two big meals and maybe one snack. Sometimes it's just 2 big meals. So talk to your people about, I'm gonna start fasting, so please support me. So after you finish your dinner around 7, 8 p.m., no more food. That would be 3 hours before going to bed. So you're gonna adjust your time. If you go to bed by 10, so have your dinner by 6:30, 7. Okay, if you go early, 9 p.m., have your dinner by 5:30, 6 p.m. Always 3 hours before going to bed. Hey, Simone from Canada. You do 1 or 2 meals. Yes. So when you start fasting and you start seeing the benefits, you're going to keep going, because that's going to give you the push to do your intermittent fasting, your 16 hours. And then when you are a pro doing 16, 16, 16, 16 every day, then you say, hey, what's the next step? So you can do 24 hours. And a lot of times people say, Angelica, you don't need to use ketones, your products, you can do just water. Yes, it's true. Because fasting is not new. Fasting has been forever and ever. In the Bible, they talk about fasting. So they didn't have ketones. They didn't have the 24-hour fast, in the Bible times. So you can do it with water, and you can do it with your meditation, with praying. But at the same time, we have tools. This is 2022. So we have tools to do fasting in another way, because fasting is not easy for everyone. Remember, I was talking about food addiction. So when you have food addiction, it's not easy to start fasting. Be realistic. You need a tool. It's the same thing when people say you don't need to buy a car. Depending where you live, is like, oh yeah, I have transportation available 24/7. If you live in New York, in a big city, so you have the bus, you have the train, the subway, you have so many tools, so you don't need a car, right? So if you don't have food addiction, if you don't have any issues, so fasting would be easy for you, just drinking water. But when you have a food addiction, honey, you need a tool, you need support, you need a community. Simone, I take my ketones anyways because it helps me with other issues as well. Yes, so you find those tools and it's like, oh, because I love ketones because they give me energy. It's like, wow, I need that tool in my life. Ketones help me to sleep at night. Yes, I need that tool in my life. I need to sleep. I need to rest. You know why? Because when you rest properly, your brain works better. You can fix like so many issues and tissues in your body because you're able to sleep. So I invite you to use tools to perform better, to have better quality of life. So when you have issues with food, when you are an overeater, when you have addiction to sugar, that's another big issue. You need tools. So for me, I'm very passionate about the supplements that I use. So that's why I'm here to promote them, because I've been using them for 3 years. And they help me every single day. And I never, ever, ever, ever imagined to take a supplement, because I was not a person taking supplements. I was going to the gym, I was drinking my water, I was eating healthy. I didn't have any education about that time, about food, the things that I know now. But supplements, I was like, maybe I'll take vitamins, but I was not taking my vitamins every single day. Now with these supplements, it's like my life is better. The quality of life is better. Simone, yes, I have great sleep with them. I love it so much. Yes, it's like, it is unbelievable, because you take the ketones in the morning and they give you energy. And then at night, you can sleep, you can rest. That's why so many times I call them magic powder, because the powder is so magical. They work in the way that you need them. Like your body recognizes, oh, it's at night. Oh, let's go to sleep. I'm gonna help you to rest. I'm gonna help you to shut down all the boxes that you have in your brain open, because it's time to sleep. That's the power of ketones. That's the power when you start fasting, because your body start learning like, oh, this is the time that I'm not gonna receive any food, so I can work in other issues that I have in the cells, in my intestines, in my everything in my body. But when you start eating and eating and eating and eating and eating and eating all day long, your system doesn't have time to do other jobs inside your body. because it's processing food, it's processing food, it's processing food. So my invitation is start fasting. Follow someone that inspires you because that person is fasting, that you see the results. Maybe it's not me, that's fine, but I want you to start getting the knowledge for fasting, because a lot of times maybe you're not gonna believe me. You're gonna say, oh, Angelica is fasting because of the supplements and I don't want to take the supplement. That's fine. So find someone who is fasting without a tool and see what happens. But for me, if a tool exists and I'm able to use it to have better quality of life, to have faster results, I'm gonna use it. I'm gonna pay a price for that. I have a car and I paid the price to, my car is paid off. So, I paid off my car a long time ago. So if you had to pay your car, every month you had to pay, I don't know, $300, $400. And then you had to pay for gas and the maintenance and oil change and the repairs, all those things. You're gonna pay a price because that car is taking you to the doctor, to your school, to your job, doing grocery shopping. You take your kids to school, to practice. So you see, the car is a tool that is helping you to save so much time, and you go there fast. So you pay a price to have that car. So it's the same thing with the ketones, with the 24 fast. The 24 fast costs $24. So for $24, you're gonna say, oh, 24 fast, $24. I can fast for 24 hours and see results and see how I feel and feel accomplished. Whoa, what a tool. But you could say, I'm gonna save those $24. I'm gonna fast with water. Okay, you fast with water and you're gonna save $24. But then when you see someone else fasting with a tool, with a 24-hour kit, and they're not struggling and they feel better and they're happier, just accept the results. It's like, okay, I choose water, that's fine. And I know a lot of people, they're just fasting with water and it's fine. Because I see a lot of people walking and taking the bus, and that's fine because that's their decision. I don't need a car, I can't afford a car, or I don't want to learn how to drive. I don't want to deal with the oil change and the payments, blah, blah, blah. That's fine. And I see a lot of people like, you know what? I'm gonna afford my ketones. I'm gonna find the money for my ketones. I'm gonna find $24 to buy the 24-hour fast because I need to go there fast. I need to see results fast. I want to experience ketosis for real. That's your choice. So I'm here to show you what I do, and then you make the decision. That's it. Easy peasy. Okay, so YouTube and Facebook, thank you so much for being here. Remember, feel free to share everything you find on my social media. It's free, it's public. I don't have any restrictions. You don't have to ask for permission either. You just share because someone needs to know about fasting, that fasting is easy, that fasting has so many benefits, and especially those people who have addiction with food and sugar, they need a tool so they can learn more about their bodies and how to control those addictions. So thank you so much for being here. This is Angelica Ortiz, Angelica Powers. Ciao. Bye Facebook, bye YouTube.